All right, what's going on social media? It's Mark from No Filter Radio. Listen, you're kind of getting behind the scenes right now. The podcast still's got a few minutes before we start live. We start doing the recording. I'm kind of just getting all microphone checks right now, all that out of the way. So what I'm going to do, number one, I am going to shut off the Bluetooth over here on my iPad so I do not hear that again on the device. And I want to log into TikTok, and I want to see how the audio is coming over on that end. So give me 1 second here. No Filter Radio. I should be live in about 2 seconds. Starting live. Come on. Show me live. One sec. No Filter Radio. Okay, showing them live over here in TikTok. Let's hear it. So mic check 1 2 1 2. Filter Radio. Okay, showing them live over here in TikTok. Let's hear it. So mic check 1 2 1 2. What's happening, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, it sounds all right to me. My dog is going nuts. Hold on 1 second. What the hell are you doing?
Dust. It's a little puffer. I got a bunch of dust.
It looks like you're playing with a freaking little skinny ass dildo over there in front of the.
Really weird, really skinny dildo.
All right, for everybody's hopping on right now on social media, we are live currently on Facebook, both on No Filter Radio, my personal Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and as well as TikTok now. We're about ready to start the live recording session here soon. I just need to mute my mic and ask my daughter to do me a favor with a pup, and I'll be right back. Adriana, do you know why she's whining? Do you know why she's whining?
She got to pee. You got to let her out.
Can you maybe take her out? I can. I need to say hi to Kylie. Hello, Kylie, over on TikTok. Zachary took her out, but she's still whining. I wonder if he didn't wait long enough for her to shit. She may have to shit.
Yeah, take her out.
Yeah. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
She's got her shit. Your dog has to shit. Let her shit.
Take her out. She's got to shit. Dude, I got the mic muted. That's hilarious.
Don't. Definitely don't.
My mic definitely does not mute.
I promise you're not muted.
Nope, that just brings me with the mic. So I'm still getting used to this whole soundboard, and that's hilarious that does not mute. I mean, it's
zooming way in on your face now.
Whoa, yeah, it is. Back out, bitch.
So what is that the I mean, obviously that's a webcam, right? That's doing all that?
Yeah, so it's a Dell webcam. I bought it off the Dell website. It's phenomenal webcam. It's great quality, right? So I'm loving that part. I got to figure out how to shut off that autofocus because it drives me nuts. Because when I do, if I move in right now, it'll do it. So everybody's listening right now. If you could just let me know how the audio sounds. Is my bass kind of bassy to you at all? I do have to start recording the podcast here soon. So behind the scenes is about ready to end as the podcast is about ready to light up.
Is my mic all right? You can hear me all right?
Your mic sounds phenomenal. I just know last night somebody said that I was having too much bass and I was distorted. So I just
a little bassy.
Distorted.
All right.
So we'll try it. I mean, we'll go live. Let me turn down the mic a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to give you an audio count with the mic all the way down. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
You can?
I can.
Dude, the mic's all the way down.
Is it the mic or does it need to go through your box? Or are you going through the box?
So I am going through the box. That's what's weird.
It doesn't sound. So the thing that's interesting is it doesn't sound really any different to me.
Really?
If you're turned up or turned down, to me, it sounds about the same. So I just don't know if that's maybe if it's going into the audio file, if it controls how it goes into the file.
So let me see. I'm going to go to processing and I'm going to put on high pass filter. Let me turn the frequency up to 89 hertz. Okay. How's that sound?
You sound very low now.
Very low?
Or it did for a second.
All right. How about now?
Sound okay now?
Sound okay now?
We got a troll already.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. I see the troll and we got Justin down there.
Oh, is he in?
He is in. Bring up Justin.
Word. He said, "Fuck you guys."
There it is.
All right. So right now we got to go live here. I guess I'm recording like 2 minutes. I'm just trying to get my microphone check going. Oh, there he goes. All right. So microphone sounds good now.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it sounds great.
All right. Well, we're gonna give it a shot then, man. We're gonna go live. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. Oh shit. Get over here, Mark. Get over to your soundboard. Those sounds. All right. Well, let's try bringing Justin back in. Are you gonna stay this time?
Maybe. I'll
All
think about it.
Does my mic sound okay to you?
Yeah.
All right. Good. We're gonna fucking do this then. Going live on Podbean in 3, 2, 1. Oh, hold on. Did she shit?
One.
Play with the puppy. All right, 3, 2, 1. We gotta go live. Let's do this.
When's the last time?
Son of a bitch. Oh, there we go.
When's the last time you heard a podcast that truly did not give a damn about what people thought or said? It's been a while, right? Welcome to No Filter Radio. No Filter Radio. We have freedom of speech. Too bad nobody else uses it. If we think it, we say it. And we say it how we want, from cultural issues to political issues. As a matter of fact, we cover any issues. Open your ears as we open our huge mouths. This is No Filter Radio, and this is your host, Mark G.
What is happening? No Filter Radio. What is going on? All right, y'all. We're starting up. We had a hell of a show last night, and now we're going to roll into what we're discussing yesterday into tonight's show. Pretty much because we're talking about business and how anybody could start a business. And I think we need to elaborate more into that because there has been a journey that I have gone through that we're going to talk about tonight. And I do have 2 people on with me tonight. I've got my brother, Gary. Gary, what's happening?
What's happening? You're a little low, by the way.
I'm a little low.
Yep. Just a little.
Or you got to get
You
closer.
do your intro before I said anything.
Yeah.
All right. I'm turning it up now. Is that a lot better, guys?
Much better. Much better.
So, and then we're also got Justin, a buddy of mine, also a fellow veteran who is joining in on the show. Justin, what is happening?
What's going on, brother?
All right. So not much right now, actually. We got snowed in last night.
Nice.
Like 20 inches of freaking fluffy white shit outside my door now.
Sounds like a good line.
Right. So before we start talking, I do, because of everything going on right now in today's world, I do want to give a shout out to 912 United, a veteran-owned company, for my Will Not Comply t-shirt. It is a phenomenal t-shirt. And
Yes,
Will,
sir.
I was wearing this t-shirt when my insurance adjuster was in here, and he loved it and asked where he could pick one up. So yeah, good shit. So last night's show, we were watching, Justin. I'm not sure if you watched it last night, but we were talking, we were doing over YouTube videos and stuff like that, TikTok videos. We were talking about the trucker convoy. And during that conversation, we actually had a gentleman jump in talking to us about finances and businesses and stuff like that, and said it's real. You have to have a business mind to start a business. And to be honest with you, you don't. You have to have the drive to succeed in order to start a business. And we're going to kind of talk about that. So during one of my shows, you, Justin, you were listening to the story about how I got a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Gary was talking to about it. Gentlemen, I now have something I'm going to show you here in a minute.
Uh-oh.
I've got a couple different things. I should have sat there and took a picture of this before I put on the show. But what I got to show you is this image. Because, oh, dear God, hold on. Why is that blown the fuck up like that? So I had my wife take a picture of the tattoo. But it's freaking zoomed. Oh, hold on. There we go. All right, I'm going to bring it up into the screen here so you guys can see it a lot better. And then we're going to go into story detail about this. Because it is quite an interesting story. And It has gotten me some shit in the past, but I did it to, make my family survive and thrive.
Yep.
When times are rough. So let's go over here. Go ahead and go to share the screen and go to image. Oh, dear God. Why is it tripping out?
I can see on your face that it's tripping.
Something's going on. Yeah.
It's like
Right.
flashing.
It's got a little strobe action going on.
It is. I'm going to hold on. Dear God. All right. Now you can't see it. Son of a bitch. All right. Well, that's kind of weird. That's tripping out like that. But y'all saw that image?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Now it's tripping out over there. But that's the tattoo, right? So I'm going to get that out of here. That is horrible. That is a malfunction at its best. That was horrible. All right. It's out of there.
Okay.
Oh. When we were questioning when I did it, because obviously I got the tattoo prior to joining the military. It was back in 2006. Matter of fact, there was an article written about it Wednesday, March 1st, 2006, in the Journal Tribune, which is a local newspaper here in Biddeford, Maine. And on the thing,
it doesn't show.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna take that off right now. People who are watching this podcast, please don't mind my dirty house. I have 4 children that live in my household. I'm gonna go ahead and shut that off right now. There we go. A lot of pain for financial gain.
Yep.
And then pretty cool part about this in here. So as you can see, who's that ugly mug? Okay. There's a tattoo artist giving me a tattoo in the back. And
that webcam, bro, is super annoying.
Yes, it is.
It's auto tracking.
Hold it up a tiny bit. Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah.
I can hold on.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, that's an interesting story, right? So prior to that, I've ran multiple businesses. Hold on, let me put this back on. Thank you. No more dirty house. Okay. So Gary told me I should make a list of businesses that I have started over the time before I've got where I'm at now, and which I did. All these businesses I have started, and I call them failed businesses, but in all reality, they weren't failed businesses. They were my line on getting to where I'm at today. They may not be around anymore, but they helped teach me a lesson to make me grow and instill what I've learned from those businesses and bind them into one to make my current business fucking be where it's at.
Right.
So one of the first things I did was I actually did something kind of like podcasting before. I actually had an online radio station, called it Assault Radio.
Called what?
Assault Radio. And the wife just texted me and said the business was her idea. So we're going to get into that, though. We haven't got to that part yet, dear. So the wife is listening in on the podcast at work right now. So I haven't had my phone ready because I'm sure she's going to hit me with a bunch of text. So yes, Assault Radio, my DJ name, my brother's going to get a good kick out of this one. My DJ name on Assault Radio was DJ Pork.
What? So what was that name?
DJ Pork. Well, all right. So this is back when Yahoo was big, right? When everybody was chatting in Yahoo chat and they're having fun in Yahoo. So I was doing cracking Yahoo names back in the day. This is back when you're actually able to run programs and you could crack Yahoo names and steal people's Yahoo names. They had like rare names. And one of the first ones I ever cracked was Pork. So what's that say, John? Does that say Pornhub on the back of your neck? What? No, John Tibbetts. It does not say Pornhub on the back of my neck. It says globat.com. Wait, defyinggravity.com by globat.com web hosting made.
I pulled up globat.com and they still have that same logo.
Wow.
Yeah.
They haven't changed.
No, it's like they're still web hosting made simple. So
yep.
That's wild, man.
So since John Tibbs threw me off by a text message versus commenting on our video, for those who are watching, if you're on my personal Facebook page, please head over to No Filter Radio's live feed on No Filter Radio's Facebook page in order for us to see your comments. So yeah, online radios, DJ Pork, Assault Radio was awesome. I started up this little online radio station, had AOL Messenger up so people could send in requests. We did prank calls and stuff like that. It was fun. And I would make money by selling like little advertisements. If people wanted a shout out and stuff like that, they pay a little bit of money through PayPal and I do a shout out.
Right.
Wasn't really making a living per se. I was delivering pizzas when I was doing this. It was more fun. I've always wanted to be a radio disc jockey, right? But couldn't go to college, didn't really have time, no funds to do the college. So I didn't proceed with that lifestyle. From there, at the same time I was doing that, I was also creating Yahoo hacking programs. That kind of rolls into it. Like we used to have these boot programs I would make and we'd sell them on PayPal and what it was like, we had one that was called a multi-PM bomb. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but when you're in a Yahoo chat room and you're arguing with people, right? And you get them like fired up and they're yelling at you and they're freaking screaming through the mic in this chat room. You hit the send button on this little program and it would send over 1,000 PM private messages to their screen. So go bling, 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 bling. And it just floods their fucking screen. Dude, and you'll hear the person on the mic fucking slamming the key. Motherfucking fuck this fucking bullshit. Fuck up. And dude, they flip the fuck.
It's similar to a DDoS attack.
Yeah, except for it was through Yahoo, and it just sent these. I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Tibbetts actually he posted, loved it. He went on. He was in Yahoo as President Stiffy. That was his name on Yahoo, is President Stiffy, and it's funny because when he used to come into Yahoo chat rooms, he'd be coming and go, "All rise, President Stiffy's in the house." But yeah, it was good times, so we did stuff like that. And interesting. I mean, did you guys ever play with Yahoo, Gary? Were you ever in the Yahoo chat rooms at all?
Yeah, like AOL. I think I was in the AIM AOL chat room days. I'm sure I had a Yahoo also, but I think AOL was kind of where I was hanging out, if I remember correctly.
AOL was predominant.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
It's funny though, because kids these days that are born anytime after, X amount of times will never know what AOL's like.
I still talk to people at my work that are using AOL email, like whatever it is at AOL.com. And I'm just like, that's crazy. There's still a gang of people using the AOL.
Yeah. I mean, AOL is insane. I used AOL quite a bit in my time. AOL was the shit as far as communicating with people. I remember radio stations using AOL, legit radio stations, one-on-one, for people sending requests to the shows and all that stuff. It was great. So back on track here to get to where I'm at today. From there, I was trying other things like web hosting reselling. So basically you'd pay anywhere between 40 to 80 bucks and you get to rent a portion of a web server. And then you would be able to sell web hosting, give people cPanels. So I'd sit there and say, okay, I want to sell you 5 gigs of the server space with X amount of bandwidth, and I'm going to charge you $10.99 a month for it. And I tried that out. Justin went away again. He's having issues. So, I did that, and that wasn't fun.
So what was that all about? So you were basically doing like web hosting for folks?
Yeah, and basically doing web hosting. I was renting a server, a portion of a server, and they'd rent it off of me. It was interesting, and it helped me learn quite a bit as far as like web programming, creating websites and stuff like that. That's when I started getting into all that, and I was like, wow, okay, it's fun. I enjoyed it. I stayed up quite a bit late at nights trying to figure out how to build this website, build that website, playing with PHP, HTML, and all that stuff. It was great to learn. Now you ask me about PHP and HTML, and I'm relearning it again as we speak because I had to do No Filter Radio's website, and yeah, that took me a while. I was like, holy shit, everything's changed from back when I did it.
Yeah, man. HTML's gone to they have a lot of JavaScript, and now there's TypeScript, and then however other many languages there are now, Ruby and Rails, etc. There's so much.
There's so much, and it's changed like completely.
Yeah, man.
Back in the day, I don't even know if Visual Basics is still a thing, but like when we made the Yahoo programs, we used a program called Visual Basics, and that's how we did a lot of our programming. It was good. And then, so I went from that, and then I started an eBay drop-off store. This is when I started learning more about eBay. And I partnered up with this guy who owned quite a business. I'll tell you your biggest fail. Oh boy, here we go with John. So needless to say, I partnered up with this gentleman. He's an older guy. He's owned multiple businesses here in the city of Biddeford. And, he's owned a check cashing place. He started up a cell phone store. I partnered in that. And he asked me about this, and I said, let's do it. So we signed up, and I did it. We opened up a storefront. He already owned the building. And then I think where we went wrong was he turned my eBay drop-off store into a convenience store. Like the original concept was people are supposed to bring in items. We earn a commission off their items that we sell, right?
Okay.
But he was like, oh, well, we need something to attract them more. So next thing you know, we're going to Sam's Club. We're buying sodas and we're buying chips and we're stocking all the shelves for people to buy food items in a store that should be strictly for eBay drop-off. And John, yes, I will be talking about that in a minute. So now let's get to the fun part. I've learned eBay now, right? I'm dabbling in eBay. And this is when we're getting closer to the neck tattoo. I started selling weird items on eBay because everything weird at that time was selling. This is when the grilled cheese sandwich that had Jesus's face in it was freaking huge, and it went for like $1 million, right? I'm like, holy shit! Like,
is this the mystery boxes?
Yes, the mystery boxes, the freaking ghost box. This is shit was big and it's blowing up. So before I started selling shit, I did create a website. The website John's talking about is weirdebay.com. I actually bought the domain name and I created a website for it. And we used to scavenge through eBay and post all these weird eBay auctions that we'd find. Anything from the toast, the pan, the French fry, the Cheeto that looked like Abraham Lincoln. We had all that on the website, dude. Right. So we were posting them and people going, we'd sell advertisements, say it on the website. I sold the website for like $1,000. I was an idiot. I was definitely an idiot. But granted, now I don't think there is much weird shit on eBay anymore. So it would have been a dying fad at some point.
But it was actually weirdebay.com, right? Didn't you have your own domain?
Yeah.
I mean, did you sell it? You didn't sell that to eBay, right? Who bought?
I sold
just a random.
Yeah, I sold it on eBay.
Oh, you sold it on eBay.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
I ran it for about, I want to say 5 months, and then I ended up selling it on eBay. But during that time, though, I sold a bunch of weird shit on eBay, right? So I wanted to try my mix in it. So before I did the whole neck tattoo, I was trying other shit. So I sold a shoebox with a light bulb in the center. I literally just jammed the light bulb in the center of the shoebox, and I put a bunch of thumbtacks inside the shoebox. I called it the Haunted Ghost Trap. I made up this elaborate story how this ghost trap has caught multiple ghosts, and when it catches the ghost, the light bulb in the center lights up. I started the auction off at $1. That shoebox sold for $225.
It's not bad,
right?
That's pretty impressive, Tibbets.
Right? If that's legit, Tibbets, I want to see the proof. Just text me an image, Tibbets.
Something, right? some sort of proof of purchase or something,
right? So needless to say, that shoebox is sold for $225. It made me laugh.
Literally just a shoebox full of tacks and a light bulb shoved in the center of it. And the light bulb couldn't light up, right? Like there was nothing.
No, there was nothing attached to the light bulb. Dude, I just jammed the light bulb in the middle of the shoebox and took a bunch of thumbtacks and stuck them inside, like not inside the shoebox. Like I poked them through. So there you saw the design of it. I bedazzled it.
Goober, dude.
And I sold it.
Damn. $225, huh?
Right. $225. And then I decided to have fun with the whole mystery gift cards. Okay. Now, mind you, when you're selling this, do you feel bad a little bit? Maybe because you don't know who's buying it. There's somebody out there taking a chance, right? But they're gambling. So I went to 7-Eleven and I bought a $50 7-Eleven gift card. I made up this elaborate story that my rich father bought me this gift card. Far from rich. Bought me this gift card to help me out through my college times, and I never touched it. Blah, 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 blah. I just made up this phenomenal story, and the thing sold for well over $400.
Jesus.
Needless to say, the person was not happy, but I did have a lot of people defend me saying, because I sold it as a mystery gift card. You don't know. And I did mention in the thing that it could range from $1 up to a few $100s, right? I didn't put thousands. I just put for a few $100s. I was out to make a quick buck to feed my family at this time. So that's what I made. I made a few $100.
So did you start the bidding at like $50 or some shit, or how did that work?
I started almost all my auctions at $1.
Okay.
Even some of the
so you could have come up short on that if it didn't work out.
I could have lost money.
All right.
It was a shot in the dark, but I had to try it, right? So
yeah.
And it sold. I was freaking excited that it sold. I was like, holy shit.
That's pretty cool.
Goes, LOL scumbag. Hey man, you know what? It was a mystery item. They were taking a chance there again. When you buy a scratch ticket for $25, you're taking a gamble. You're either going to lose that $25. You're going to
most likely going to lose that $25.
But I mean, then again, you could possibly win what you put into it as well. But it's again,
when I was buying scratchers, dude, I think I only bought like 2 or 3 of those $20 ones because they kicked me in the balls every time, and I was like, that shit. And it'd be crazy because like there was a guy that was my neighbor, dude. That fucker, like he just had luck on his side. He would go down to 7-Eleven with like $100, and he would buy $100 worth of scratchers and leave like always in the fucking green. I never understood it. It was weird, man.
So I buy every couple of weeks, whatever. This gas station we stop at, one of my accounts, there goes zooming in on me. Every couple hours of one of my accounts that we go to, I'll stop at the gas station to buy a couple of scratchers. There was one old man that won twice in there. He won $1 million off a $25 scratch ticket. He still lives in the trailer that he lived in. I've heard this from the store rep. So he still lives in a trailer, and he just made it a double wide. And you know, he's still working. And yeah, and then he played again and won another 500,000.
Damn.
So the guys made it pretty big. Right. John, they're not selling 25 scratch tickets for $400. All right. But hey, at the time, that's how I fed my family and I made it. So let's say, so after all this is selling, this is when I saw my first body advertisement on eBay. There was a guy who sold advertisement. It was a 30-day temporary tattoo on his forehead.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you ever seen that. He made national news and everything else. So he did a 30-day temporary tattoo on his forehead. He made it big. I can't remember who bought it. It was some big corporation that actually bought the advertisement space on his forehead. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, mind you, at this time, we're living in public housing. I'm delivering pizza, so I'm not making much. I'm on food stamps. I'm on TANF. You know, I'm on everything at this point. So how am I going to make money? How am I going to provide for my family? I need to do something. I'm seeing this, right? So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to go one up on this guy. Now, mind you, he's the first ever to do it. So he made big money. He made something fucking, I think it was like $30,000 to $40,000 for that. I'd have to look it up again. It might even be more, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and Google it. Man sells forehead on eBay. So I was like, all right, you know what? I like this. So I'm going to go one up on him, and I'm going to sell permanent advertisement on the back of my neck. So I took the picture of the back of my neck. I said, I will advertise your business on the back of my neck. You tattoo, as long as it is not anything vulgar, racist, or anything in that matter, I will put it on the back of my neck. Once again, I started the bidding off at $1, but but I did have a threshold of 5 Gs.
Okay. Like a minimum, right?
Minimum of 5,000.
Mm.
And it got hyped up. I was on in newspapers. I was on radio stations. I was in the news for a man who's selling the back of his neck on eBay to try to raise money to support his family. The bidding went up for a while. And when I first started, before I got any national media attention, I want to say the bidding only went up to a few hundred. No one hit the reserve. And once I started getting on media and stuff like that, it went up even more. It went up into a couple grand. And then it kind of died out. And then I had the company, Globat, actually hit me up, say, hey, what is the minimum reserve? We're loving your ad. What is your minimum reserve? So I told him, I said, listen, man, it's only 5,000. And this time, mind you, it's close to Christmas. So that's what I ended up using the money for. I use it for Christmas shopping, stuff like that for the kids. And sure as shit, right after that email, there was a bid for 5 Gs. And I got it done. And they came out there. They had a representative come out. We had a newspaper there. Taken, as you saw here in the paper that my wife found. I can't hold it up now because of the background, but
Right.
You saw the beginning of the episode and the newspaper. They showed it. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. And I still have
should on your social share that photo on your social.
Yeah, I will. I'll post it right on No Filter Radio's Facebook page when the show's over.
Yeah,
So,
hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do I regret getting a tattoo? No, because it's a story of my life, right? It's a staple of showing what my dedication is to make my family thrive and where I want to go in life.
Yep.
So no, it's not. I don't regret it at all. I still love telling the story, and some people are like, holy shit, and some people give me that weird look like, what the fuck? You know, I don't care.
Hey man, desperate times call for desperate measures, you know, like you did what you had to do to put food on the fucking table. So people could talk shit all they want, but you know, they're not going like full stop to take care of their family.
Right. So the reason why we're doing this podcast too, for everybody who's wanting to know, I do kind of want to reiterate why I'm telling my story today. Number one, so you get to know who I am and where I'm coming from, my trials and tribulations. Also, because a gentleman yesterday on YouTube was making a comment how hard it is to start a business, and I kind of want to go into that.
And he was also saying some shit like the system is rigged and capitalism's broken, which is complete horse shit. Like I get where he's coming from because he feels like he's being pressed down by the man, but you know, there's more than enough opportunity right now.
Right? There definitely is. And there's so many doors opened up, either from physically working to freaking online. There really is. There's so many opportunities for people.
Yep.
So with that, all that being said, after I did this whole eBay thing and stuff like that, I started going into multi-level marketing. I went into selling Scentsy. And for those who don't know, maybe I think Scentsy's still around. Yep. But Scentsy's these little wax melting candles. They plug into the wall and it lets off the scent and it lets off an aroma. It's better than lighting a candle in your house.
I think now they're probably doing like the essential oils or some shit.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's all they were too. I think the wax was just essential oils in the wax.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. So, you know, I did the whole Scentsy thing. I tried it out. I did the whole online party, having people come to the house and order it. And, you know, I tried that and I made a little bit of money, not the best, because number one, I was working underneath somebody. And like my wife was talking about earlier when you and I were on the phone, those who really thrive and do well in multi-level marketing are those who got into the game early and already got the territory covered. And that goes for any multi-level. If one was to start up today and they started getting people, say, in my town, the first 3 people they set up in my town are going to be the first 3 people who make a fucking bank. Anybody else after that is not going to do as well because those 3 already hit up the whole network and their network got everybody else and they brought in their friends and then boom, now these guys are making fucking bank because it just started.
Yep.
And that's why multi-level marketing really does suck. It's great for the people who jump in early, but it definitely sucks for those who jump in late. And I was a latecomer when it came to the Scentsy. And you've also suffered a little bit in the old multi-level marketing.
Oh yeah, I got caught up in the whole Herbalife multi-level marketing thing because a couple of people I knew were doing it and they were having some success. And I'm a pretty health-oriented person, and so I got sold on the bullshit. I'm just glad that I didn't I guess I was slightly fortunate because I was broke for
Right.
one, so I couldn't afford to buy all of the bullshit product that they try to like talk you into buying. Like, you got to buy $5,000 worth of this, and it's like the startup costs, right? So I think I kind of lucked out in the sense that when I was doing it, I was in such a hard spot financially that I couldn't fuck myself even harder. But yeah, multi-level marketing, man, is those people were doing good. The people, a couple of my friends were killing it with the Herbalife thing. But yeah, that was a very short-lived experiment, at least on my part.
Yeah, multi-level marketing is very interesting. I mean, as I look at it now, it's genius. Oh shit!
Right. Even like the Lululemon, right? Or the Lululemon or whatever the fuck it is. That shit's multi-level, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You talk about the woman's tight.
Yeah. The spandex pants or whatnot.
Yeah. So it's genius, right? If you could take a product and actually get massive amounts of it and set up a network for people to sell it for you, it's fucking genius. It really, if I could start one today and it was my own product, my brand, and it actually would sell, I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. But I would try to figure it out how everybody who jumps in could make money. Like have territories locked down for individuals. Okay, you want to do this territory, this be your territory. If someone picks up another territory, that's how you make your commission off of them. But you would be set with a certain amount of territory, because once somebody, if they can have unlimited area to territories, they're done for. They're picking the freaking market. It's interesting.
It is.
I mean, whoever came up with it originally, I don't know who. I really wish I looked into that more. But whoever thought of MLM,
just some scam artist,
right? And you think about it though, everything.
Or it might even have been a legit way that somebody might have started like a legit company, right? Like Herbalife has a real headquarters. They have a real corporate office. They have multiple distribution centers. Like they're a legit business. Like I went to their headquarters in Torrance, California. Like I seen the fucking building. It's on like Vermont and 190th.
Oh no shit.
Gigantic fucking building, and there's a security guard before you even get in the bitch. Like it's crazy. It's like a big legit business.
So it's amazing, right? So like people that come up with these ideas, and that's why I want to kind of stop at real quickly and kind of elaborate on when people like it's so hard to start a business. It's not. You really just got to sit there and brainstorm what you want to do, what you're good at. There was a kid who back in the day, this is way before, a lot of advertisements up, who made this web script, had 1 million little boxes. Like the fucking boxes were tiny, dude. They're probably about big. Okay. 1 million of these little boxes. It's a website.
It's a pixels.
Yeah, pixels.
Pixels. Yeah, he's selling
and
pixels.
He sold advertisement, $1 per pixel. His goal was to raise $1 million so he could pay for college and live life comfortably. Sure as shit, this kid blew the fuck up. He made his million. He actually had to increase the pixels to make more money because people were slaying him for it, dude. This kid was fucking genius. And then, of course, he had his copycats, right? People tried doing a copycat. They never did as good as him, because he was the original creator of it and the original mindset person that's like, this is what I want to fucking do. He did it. 1 million fucking boom. He was done.
Yep.
That's fucking genius.
Yep.
And that's all it takes. It takes one idea, especially if it's unique. If you can come up with that one unique idea, you're fucking golden.
I don't know if I want to give these guys a shout out. Is it cool to give random dope folks that we follow a shout out on here? Right.
Sure.
So $ Empire, if you don't follow them on Instagram, like these guys are pretty dope in my opinion. They're walking around like some ballin' ass part of Florida or some shit. And they just literally they're fucking dope. One dude's got a camera and one dude's walking in. They're just walking in the street through traffic, and they go up to like pimping ass cars. And they're just like, what the fuck is your business?
Oh, is that the dude? Like, dude, I like your car. What do you do? Is that the dude?
I don't know. But I mean, that's my philosophy. I see someone in a fucking Maserati. I'm just like, what do you do? Like, I'm curious. Like, you're driving a $250,000 car. I would be happy to make $250 a fucking year. You drop that shit on a vehicle. What is your profession, you know? But no, these guys walk around in the street. They just talk to people. They're asking people like, what's your value proposition? What makes you better than the people in your company, like in your market, right? They're asking pretty poignant questions to random strangers. People are pissed at them, fucking honking, and they're just like, shut the fuck up. Like they're getting their content, and they're making networks. They're getting business cards. People know who they are now, right?
Right.
So point being is, one of the people that they spoke to was just some guy, and they're just like, so like, what is your business? He's like, I just pick up shit. And they're like, what does that mean? He's like, we pick up shit. And the guy was like, poop, like actual. He's like, yeah. He's like, how do you find it? He's like, you look for it. And the guy, it was too simple of a concept. Like the $ Empire guy was like, he was kind of struggling with it, you know, like the guy, I think he said that he was making like $500,000 a year, just like going around picking up shit. Like basically there's people, this is a business. Like people will go to your backyard and pick up your dog shit.
They just go in and clean up shit.
Yeah. Like, you want me to pick up your shit? Like, you don't want to go in your backyard and pick up shit.
Right.
Right. That's 20 minutes of your day. But if you can spend $20 or 40, I don't know what their fucking pricing is, but X dollars to have dude come over and pick up your dog shit every week, people pay for that.
That's fucking nuts.
Especially if they have 2 big ass Great Danes and a fucking quarter acre. They don't want to go out there and find those logs, you know? Right. So it's like you pay some dude to go and do it.
A log that's like this laying in your backyard.
Yeah, it's just like your log. It looked like you went out there and dropped one, but it's from your giant ass Great Dane. Well, like that's a business. You know what I mean? So it's like everyone's always trying to like, oh, I need to come up with this like fancy software and make a unicorn company or some sort of disruptive technology like Uber disrupting the taxis or whatever. It's like, you really don't. Like, you don't need some really fancy, high-tech, groundbreaking, industry disrupting idea to make like a really reasonable living. $500,000 a year is no joke. And dude goes around picking up shit.
All right. So I got on my personal Facebook page, Evan Porter posted, says, I don't know. My mom's Dane's logs are as big as my forearm.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, and you probably don't want to go and grab that shit, right? So there's some dude or lady out there who's willing to for a fee. So that's a very legitimate, viable business.
Yeah, that's fucking intelligent, to be honest with you.
Right? Like,
and especially if you know the areas that have a high population of dogs. Like, you probably go to the city town hall, ask how many dogs are registered in that city, and that gives you a concept.
Go to any vet, go to any like pet grooming place, drop off your fucking cards. Like, it would be a very lucrative business, probably pretty quickly, to just go around picking up shit.
So for anybody listening to this podcast right now, do a little Google DuckDuckGo search in your browser and see if there's any dog pickup shitting businesses in your area or in your state. And if not, I would jump on that shit.
That's a solid business. A solid business. I don't know what this guy's pricing structure is. So maybe go onto that $ Empire's Instagram, look for that post with dude driving his fucking little Corolla with an old shitty magnet on the door. Go to that guy's website, maybe even fucking call him and pretend you got a dog. I don't know. Find out how much that shit costs, and like, don't undercut the market. Do not undercut the market. Charge a fucking nominal fee. Yeah. People want to like undercut pricing, and it's like, you don't need to do that. Like, you can charge more, and as long as you're delivering on that value, people will gladly pay. The people who are looking for the cheapest price are going to be the biggest pain in the ass customer too, by the way. So if you find people who are willing to pay top dollar, they're going to be the chillest people to work for. So whatever industry you're in, or whatever job or company, business, entrepreneurial project you want to do, if you're good, if you're legitimately good, you can charge top dollar and you will get the right clientele. I promise.
That's interesting. I never even would have thought of doing a business.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, what kind of business idea is there? Like, you don't need to be a graphic designer. You don't need to be a fucking CNC machinist. Like, there's shovel, a car, and the little pooper scooper.
Right. Well, that's like the guy here in Maine that made it big in the media. Rent a Husband.
What?
Yeah, you never heard that business?
No, that's funny.
So it's not, it's not like renting a husband who you got to fucking sleep with, have sex and shit. No,
it's male prostitution, eh? That's right. That's illegal, bruh. What kind of businesses are you promoting here?
Business or do shit around the house.
That's really?
So the guy just created a business called Rent a Husband, and like, dude, the guy made
hanging up pictures and putting up shelves, and
that's it, doing everything that
little handyman stuff, basically.
Right, or a husband passed away or whatever.
Yeah.
And she handle the tasks. She'd rent a husband, and the husband would come in and do all those tasks for her. Or for I'm not going to exclude him or her.
Yeah. How dare you assume gender, Mark? I thought we already covered all these bases.
Culture's coming after me now. Speaking of cancel culture, I want to get back on subject here, but Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Did you read the latest? Spotify is adding a new rule. And gonna make it even harder now for misinformation to be spread. And if you continue to do so, I think you're gonna get X amount of strikes. They boot you off the system. They're doing this because more libtards, sorry, don't cancel me, are complaining and taking their music off Spotify.
Good, let them.
Listen, last time I checked, we live in America. Freedom of speech is big. I don't care.
What are they gonna? Are they really trying to threaten Joe Rogan that if he gets certain strikes, they paid that fucker over $100 million? He is the last person they're taking off,
right?
And if they do kick him off, he can do his own thing, and his audience will never go away. So fuck them.
But yeah, so look at when we're done with the podcast. Look that up and look at.
I'm going to look it up because I'm curious about that.
We'll talk more about that on another podcast. Track. But I just thought about it and I want to let you know about it. So I was like insane. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm curious about that one.
I'm sorry, but freedom of speech is something that should never be taken away. And now it's people are threatening about it because we don't go with an agenda. And I really don't care what side of anybody's political fence you're on. That's going to scare the hell out of anybody to have that much control over speech. Even if it's a private company, it's still fucking scary.
And it's like, there's just a bunch of like the people that hate Joe Rogan don't listen to him. Right. And it's just because he's got experts on there, like legitimate experts, Nobel laureate, fucking like real geniuses in their field that are on there. It's not a bunch of MMA dudes trying to talk about fucking science. Like these are actual professors. These are actual brains. These are actual people who are very well educated. They are experts in their field. Just because the people don't like what the experts are saying, like, I don't like the fact that we die, but that's a fact. You know, who can I cancel because we die?
You got to cancel dying altogether. You got to cancel death, man.
You cancel death altogether because you don't like it. Like
everybody that's gonna die, you got to put them on a vent right off the bat. Yeah. They die. They're gonna be friggin' vented.
It's weird, right? Like just because you don't like it, just because you don't like the information, just because it makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to listen to it. That's one thing. You just don't. You don't have to listen to it. And I understand that you're hearing things that make you uncomfortable, but maybe it makes you uncomfortable because you know deep down that it's right.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know, man, but it's weird. It's weird.
It's fucking absolutely weird.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're doing our ADHD thing. We just went.
Yeah. So hold on. Let's get back on topic. So what was the last thing we were talking about? Was the Globat and then
talking about the guys like the business that started fucking picking up shit, made good money. Okay, we got Eric Kirk says he's listening over in Podbean and watching here on Twitch. Welcome in, Eric Kirk. Glad you're in, brother. I do see that you quoted a tweet last night about Joe Rogan and Spotify. I do see that over there in Podbean. Let me take a quick moment though, just to reiterate to everybody. So if you're listening right now onto Apple, Spotify, and so forth right now, we are recording live, and I do not edit out any of the bloopers and stuff like that happen during the show. I think I like to keep my podcast run unedited because it makes it more natural to what our viewers are seeing as we're recording live on the video. If you ever want to watch us live, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, etc. And we're now also on TikTok. And I figured out how to get my co-hosts over to TikTok. And my message to TikTok people is we actually got some people over there. Even Stuffy McDuffie is one of the names right now watching.
Hell yeah.
So for you all watching
Stuffy
TikTok, if the video feed goes out before I actually end the show, please note that we will come back on live. We figured out after an hour and a half of going live on the PC, TikTok boots us out and we have to restart it. Other than that, let's get back to the show.
Yeah. So what was that last one? So we were talking about that $sign empire, but it was after where we passed Globat. We were on the weird eBay.
We're over to my next business venture that I tried out,
which was the weird eBay, right?
No, we already talked about weird eBay.
Okay.
Now we're on to selling Kirby's.
Yes.
Oh, no, the
vacuum, right? That's a legit vacuum, though, right?
It's a legit. Oh, dude, the vacuum's badass. But it was like a $4,000 vacuum.
But it's legit.
Oh, it's fucking, dude. The fucking vacuum is phenomenal.
But it's $4,000.
The system $4,000. But the system is they would have a schedule, right? They'd have people come in, they make the phone calls, tell people, hey, we'd like to set up for a free presentation, free vacuum in your house. We'd send the person out there, they distribute the vacuum to you. And what always sold the vacuum is when you vacuum the bed.
The bed.
That bed. So part of the demonstration is you would take a white sheet and you would lay it in the top of the canister where the bag goes, in the top of the canister, and you'd latch it and you'd vacuum the bed. And when you're done vacuuming in the bed, you'd open it up and you legitimately see the dust from your body left behind on that paper, as well as the mites.
Oh, wow.
So once the people saw the body mites and the fucking flakes that comes off your body, it always typically sold the fucking vacuum at that point, because people are like, what the fuck? I sleep with this shit? And you're like, yeah, you sleep with bugs every night.
Every night.
They live on you. They live in your live on your skin. And it was fucking, oh wait, I got a message. Oh, Amanda said it was black. The wife said it was black. I'm guessing she's talking about the stuff that would come out of the vacuum from the bed.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I mean, that's real, right? I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so those vacuums would just suck all that up.
That would suck it right up, dude. And then it also suck up the old Texas BBs. Have you ever seen those? So Texas BBs is a big ass metal ball about yay big.
Okay.
And you just stick the hose rip to it, and go right up, and you hear it clunk right into the fucking shit. It was fucking.
All right. Interesting.
Oh, okay. The sheet I used wasn't a white sheet. Sorry, it was a black sheet I used in the vacuum. That's what she was saying.
Here's the wording of the quote that I wrote last night. It would be foolish for Spotify to dump Joe Rogan if they was to dump Joe Rogan's podcast to appease the woke cancel culture crowd. Rogan would be laughing all the way to the bank, right? Spotify can't afford to go to the poorhouse. If Rogan is smart, I'd suggest doing a Rumble video too. Whatever Rogan's doing, he's doing the right thing. Basically, if you're doing anything that is causing this much upheaval, in my opinion, you're doing the right thing.
Right.
People only hate the greats. And if you're doing something great, you're gonna get a lot of pushback because it makes people uncomfortable.
Right. So John's asked about the Kirby's. How much money did you make? So typically you'd make right around I think it's like $250 to $300 per sale off of the vacuums.
You got to be selling 2 vacuums a day though for that to like really be lucrative, you know.
And then as far as when you first start out with the business, right? Because it's always a guy who's the reseller of it. He's the one that manages the business, got his telesales company. So you're working not for him, but you're working as an independent contractor with him. So they would typically start you out with a couple $100 a week to get you going, so you're not empty pocketed. But once you got going, if you didn't sell, you didn't make money.
Yeah.
You walk out with nothing in your pocket. Kind of like car salesmen. I don't think car salesmen have a legit income unless they sell a car.
I had one job like that I think I lasted like a week or two at. I was pretty new to sales, and I can't even remember the name of the company, but like, so they would buy a shitload of speakers, like home theater speakers from, I don't know, fucking ABC company. And what we would do as sales reps, I think there was like 5 white, unmarked, big ass vans. Sketchy. So we would load these vans up with speakers and we would drive around Southern California and we would just have the windows down. Every fucking person that we would see, if they looked over at us, we would just be like, do you want speakers? And they'd be like, what? And it's like, just pull over, go to the gas station. People would fucking pull over and go to the gas station. We jump out, open the door, got a van full of speakers, a clipboard and a magazine, and just boom. Here's the fucking speakers that we're selling right now. $1,200 if you were to buy them brand new. I'll sell you the set right now for $600.
Just magazines, dude. You just remind me. I
Yeah.
where I was looking at the time. Go ahead.
We would sell that shit, bro. Like it was a gnarly hustle. And the dude I was partnered up with was a fucking straight up hustler. He sold an entire van load to one dude in a Home Depot parking lot.
Damn.
Guy went out, wrote a $30,000 check. We went and we cashed that shit.
Yeah.
With the dude with us. So we made sure that money was real. It cleared. And we loaded up the back of his fucking pickup with all of those speakers. He was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And we're like, we don't care.
Right.
Like they belong to you now, bro. And then we went back to dude's house and we just got high for the rest of the day. Just smoked a bunch of weed. But like, that was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Like I never seen a motherfucker hustle like that before. It was, I don't know. I think I was there for a few more days and I bounced. I was like, that's a little too much hustle for me. I'm not that guy. But
so you speaking of hustling, you reminded me of this video. I want to play this video of a guy like the ultimate salesperson I've ever met. This guy's great. But before
selling the spray.
Yes.
That dude is great.
Okay, I just pulled up his video. But before I get that, it's funny because you're telling me about the whole magazine thing. I actually sold magazines on the road. And it was funny because I can't remember where I was living. I think it was Colorado Springs at the time. I was living with my aunt and uncle out in Colorado Springs. And I think that's where I got hooked up with this place. And it was kind of a sketchy thing, right? They put you up in a hotel. You would stay at a hotel and then you all get loaded up in a van and they drop you off in a neighborhood and you just go door to door to door to door trying to sell these magazine subscriptions to people. It was ridiculous. I can vaguely remember it, but I think that I did that out in Colorado Springs.
That's a hustle, right? Like that's like.
So I got Kenny Brooks here. Let me get the screen shared. This guy's phenomenal. For those who don't know or don't think you can't sell stuff, you definitely can. And this guy, Kenny Brooks, is an inspiration to every salesman. Like this guy is.
Now, with that being said, though, the way this guy sells is genius. Like I can't sell like this. It's not my mentality. It's not my style. But everybody's got their own unique flavor, and this guy is just fucking hilarious. This guy is the shit. This guy is the shit.
He's got multiple videos on YouTube and stuff like that. If anybody ever wants to check him out, well, let me go ahead and play this one here. Gary, give me a thumbs up if the audio is good when I play it, and if not, I'll turn it up.
How to make you smile, y'all adopting black kids eating some chicken. That's all I ran over you at the San Diego Chargers, man. Yeah. High five there. We got the best thing since Antonio Gates. Remember him? Yeah, but they lost 6 in a row. So. I know that with there. You got to stay strong. Like shingles, there. I like you already. The only reason why I stopped by, this is my conductor right here because I'm taking this Tony Robbins course. Okay. And I'm all over the web like a tarantula. You familiar with Tony Robbins? Yep. High five, because they said you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Okay. Your neighbor was just working me like a Hebrew slave out there. I'm surprised I ain't sweating no more bullfrogs mixed with lizard. Now you would agree black is beautiful, right? Yeah. Now you don't gotta buy nothing there, but I ain't talking about Obama. But look, say you got this in your favorite shirt, carpet clothes out of laundry, that was a pet stain. Would you agree that's hard to get out? Yeah. Would you throw it out, shout it out, or would you get a stick of dynamite to blow it out? Kobe Bryant to shoot it out? Or would you have OJ stab it out? Now, your neighbors told me bleach there, but watch this right here. You know you can't use bleach on colors, right? Look, this safe on colors. See? That's why we didn't sell it with Sammy Sosa. Look, by spraying this on an agitated there, this takes out oil, grease, pet stains, red wine, lipstick, gum glue, candle wax. Would you say that's whiter than a Colgate Smile? Oh, this come out, didn't it? Yeah, Stevie Wonder saw that work at Ray Charles glasses. Did you see Stevie Wonder a new piano? No. He didn't either. But yeah, look, see this, watch this, look, take a look right here. See this mold right here, there? You got an epidemic right here on the bricks. Now look, everybody been going green like the Ninja Turtles. You know, a lot of your neighbors been loving this stuff. This is how it comes right here. It's in good hands like Allstate. The only reason why they've been loving this stuff, you heard of Prince? Yeah. He liked it for the purple rain. Watch this right here, dude. This is my little sister toothbrush because she snagged it too. Watch this right here, dude. Look, you just go back and forth like a bad argument, right? Now don't laugh too hard because the neighbors will see this black kid on his knee scrubbing your brick, okay? Now they said this reminded them of Nicolas Cage is gone in 60 seconds. Oh wow, my goodness. Paint me green, call me a pickle. Is that pretty amazing? That's pretty good. Now, just out of curiosity, Dad, because your house is bigger than my church back at home. I thought you was a pastor. High five, you blessed. What type of work you do, young fella? I'm in the Marine Corps. Oh my goodness, rub some of this success with me, Dad. Dad, you think with 80 and 90 years of hard work and determination, we could just become half as successful as you? I thought you was a rapper, Dad. No. Could you balling like Jim Jones? No. Dad, guess what they call this house back in my neighborhood? What? A community center. Boy, you got it going on like, Dad, did you get stung by a bee? No. You pretty swole, Dad. You got more guns than Tom Cruise right there. Now, Dad, this right here is part of our American Youth Program. The only reason why half of your neighbors do it is mainly because they want to see me win. You think I got what it takes to be a comedian? Yeah. That's why we call this HBO. You know what HBO mean? If you tell me what HBO mean right now, we give you a free spray bottle. You know what HBO means? Home box office. Help a brother out. Now, Dad, all you put in this bottle, see this white cap right here? Yeah. Unlike Madonna's never been touched.
All right. I wanted to play a quick video. This thing goes on for like friggin' 6 more minutes, but like the kid's genius. Like the way he sells is phenomenal. Like this guy could probably sell somebody a fucking Q-tip. A used Q-tip at that. Like the kid's good.
Right. It makes him laugh, fucking answers. Like he's just good. He's funny as fuck. Yeah.
He is.
I mean, that kind of selling, it's perfect for the hustle. Like the way that he's going about that grind, like that's how you sell that kind of product in that kind of environment. If you're selling magazines, that's how you sell those magazines. If you're the guy knocking on doors trying to sell pest control, that's how you do it, right? Like that's how you do it.
Right. So we went off a little bit of track, but it's cool thing is about telling the story or any conversation that we have. Every time we talk about something, it's always going to roll into another conversation with something else, right? That's how it works over here. I guess I should have called my podcast like ADHD on crack or some shit. Operator, but I mean, so we're talking about selling Kirby's and stuff like that. You know, I've done things like telemarketing. I've done at-home telesales for the UK, but I've also worked for other businesses, right? I've done pizza delivery. I've worked for Aaron's. I've worked for Rent-A-Center. One of my jobs that led me to where I'm at today, though, is I worked for Service Master, where we did remedies and stuff like that, as far as like mold mitigation and stuff. You know, something like it happened in my kitchen, I should have been able to handle a lot better than what I did because, you know, I know they got to use dehumidifier to suck out the air, stuff like that. What's this? You'd have to wonder if that dude would be trying to become the next Billy Mays. May he rest in peace. Loved his commercials back in the day.
Billy Mays was dope.
Okay, I'm
Billy Mays here. He was like the ultimate TV sales guy. He was the shit.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was dope.
Okay, I'm saying I'm a little lost right now. I hate to say.
If you saw it, you would look him up after. I guarantee you'll be like, oh yeah, I totally remember that guy.
All right, we'll see. I started my business, worked 2 jobs, didn't take a check from my business for a year. I literally banked that cash and reinvested it all.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it.
I've heard that quite a bit from John. Unfortunately, that's not the way I started my business, but I can say I live comfortably with my business, and we're working on that. So the business has worked for Service Master, and the wife and the sister-in-law at this time. This is before we went commercial-wise. They were talking about this. I said, hey, we should start up some like a residential cleaning company or whatever. Or my wife made a joke about it. And I was like, no, that actually sounds like a great idea. And then we came up with a business idea. I'm not going to mention the names of the companies right now because it's a podcast. You never know who's listening.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, 2 names before what you settled on now, right?
1 name.
Oh, just 1 name. Okay.
Name, and then we went to where we're at now. So when we started it started out as a commercial cleaning, and it was literally the wife and the sister-in-law who kind of rolled that out together, right? At that time, as a partnership. And mine is first time ever trying to run a business, not really know where we're going in blind. I was still working at this time for Aaron's, and I wasn't expecting how the business was going to blow up. Now, we did screw up. And when I say we screwed up, I made the biggest mistake of my life, my biggest business mistake. I did a Groupon.
Fuck Groupon.
Okay. So I did a Groupon, and Groupon destroyed us, right? I told them how many I wanted sold, and they went well over that number and just over flooded us with so much fucking work that it destroyed us to the point where I had to shut off the phone. We couldn't manage these cleanings. We couldn't do them. There was no way in hell we could get these many cleanings out. And we couldn't hire someone to do the cleanings because it's at such a discounted rate. And the Groupon also takes from that the money you make it's ridiculously low, right? It's nothing. It's just a name. At the time it sounded great, right? But in the end, it was not great.
It's like you get a nice little chunk of money, but then you realize the amount of work that has to go into that money, and you're working for like $2 an hour or some shit.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So needless to say, we did all right for a while. We had a fallout with my sister-in-law, and at that time, it's like, okay, well, we're shutting down that business, right? We're done with it.
Yep.
So we stopped. Well, we actually, sorry. We continued the name for a little bit longer, and then I got served papers. I did not know there was another business named that out here in the state.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was. So I got served a cease and desist order as far as the name goes. Now, mind you, I had it registered as an LLC. It was a limited liability corporation. So I actually went through the process of registering it with the state of Maine. This person had it as a DBA. But, I said, screw it. You know what? We went our ways. So let's just start over anyways. Let's change the name of the business, which we did. We changed the name of the business, and we are still rocking that name now 8 years later. For those who are listening, no, my business did not fucking fly off the roof right off the bat. I mean, I'd still like to see it get bigger, but I just can't grow right now. We'll get into that later. We started off doing residential again. I was charging, for those who want to know, in the cleaning business, you kind of have to come up at that time. We were charging $30 an hour per person. And I always like to send 2 people out to the job. And people were paying it. I was trying to do windows at the time, and it worked out well at that point, right? Because we're just starting out. So doing windows and doing residential cleaning was okay. It wasn't hard, except for window cleaning was a pain in the ass.
Dude, window cleaning is a fucking nightmare, straight up, especially for like houses and vacation homes. God, dude, that shit
fucking worse.
It's so gnarly. It's so gnarly.
So, right, but I did it, and we rocked it for a while. And then I want to say about 3 years down the road after doing commercial cleaning back and right now, mind you, the business was to the point, it wasn't where it's at now, but it kept us alive. It kept our bills paid, and all this stuff. And I will say at this time, we were still getting some help at this point because we weren't making enough to be on our own yet, but we were making enough as if I was working as if I was still working at errands or if whatever. I was still making enough to live comfortably to the point of with that little bit of help. I got contacted by a company and asked if we did commercial cleaning. And I said, well, you would be my first. I would definitely want to take a look at the building and, go from there. So we did a walkthrough, and I did some research, try to figure out how many had bid this out because I don't know nothing about commercial cleaning at this point. I just don't. So I paid for this app, and I kind of entered the square footage of the building, entered in what we were doing, and it came up with a suggested price. And it's to me at that point, because I absolutely don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have no clue. I thought it was too high. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get this fucking job. So as you were saying, like, don't undercut your competition. That's what I did. I thought it was too high. So I actually cut that price down by 35%. Needless to say, I landed that gig, and there's still a client today.
Right.
So am I happy I did that? Yeah. Am I kicking my ass and kicking myself in the ass? I didn't go with the actual bid it told me to? A little bit, but at the same time, this is what kicked us off and realizing, holy shit, commercial cleaning is where it's at. If you bid right, treat your customers right, you can actually do fucking good in it. So here we are 8 years later. I've got roughly about 7 clients. And at that point, 7 clients has made it so we live comfortably. We're off everything at this point. 7 years later, we are off everything. We're off any government aid that you can think of that we were collecting. We're off. We're doing this on our own now, and that is the most exciting thing. And that's what everybody should look forward to. Anybody. And you know, I talk a lot of shit, right? I tell people to stop sucking on the government's tail. I say that a lot. But if I have to say anything, I feel like I have more power myself to say that because I know it can be done, right? I know it's possible. I know there's some people that can't. I know there's disabled people that absolutely can't. There's people that just physically and mentally can't. I understand that.
Yep.
And for that, I agree. They need the help. They need to survive and thrive. That will help them. But for anybody, like when I was on that shit, when I was living in government housing, I saw people who were dealing drugs, and these people that are dealing drugs are making $50,000, $60,000 a year, almost, if not more. But yet they're sucking so bad in the government tits. Like they're
making that money under the table by selling drugs, though.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had everything that they needed. They had electronics. They had the fucking nicest cars. And they were just sucking the government. It's like, why? Just get off it. If you're making that money selling drugs, great. Get off the fucking government help. Or I don't know. It just bugs me. Or then I see people like, well, if we can get this for free, why do we need to work? But you're capable of working. Why? That's why it bugs me so much. And that's why I feel like I have more leeway to bitch even more because I've been there. I've done it. I've seen it. And my wife and I have strived and worked our fucking asses off to be where we're at now. My cousin, who you always see here, John Tibbetts, always giving me shit. He helps motivate me sometimes. I mean, granted, I did not do my business the way he did. Like not collecting a check for a year. Yeah, I didn't do that. The cleaning takes a lot out of us. I mean, granted, he does screen printing. Definitely, that's a hard job in itself as well.
Yeah, but you guys did it right, I think. I think you guys did it right. You did slow and steady, and you did it right, I think. I mean, it's 10 years or 8 years, whatever, in the making, 10 years in the making. So,
right.
And that the whole government tit thing is like, look, if you're in a hard spot and you need the assistance, then it should be assistance. It shouldn't become a lifestyle.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that it becomes a lifestyle because, you know, they just get comfortable. And that's the part that's unfortunate because there's a lot of people taking advantage of that. And like we as taxpayers are the ones who are funding that shit. And it should be temporary. If you're able-bodied and you're mentally and physically competent, should be a very temporary thing, you know?
Right, exactly. And you know, it's funny when we're talking about taxes. For the first time in my life, last year and this year, I'm actually paying out. I always used to get money back. And I'm actually now starting to pay out, going, holy shit, if I'm paying out, that must mean I'm doing something right. Or I'm doing something wrong because I ain't writing off a lot of shit.
I don't know. I gotta maybe brushing up our skills on tax law or some shit.
Right. I think so. Well, this year I plan on writing off everything, saving every fucking receipt. I've been told that so many freaking times. But I plan on doing it. What have we got here? John Tibbetts posted something. Remember, I didn't take a check, but I was working a full-time second job. Not many people would commit to that. No. You know, it's a matter of having the drive and the dedication, really. If you want to make a change in your life, no one can do it but you. And that's what it really boils down to. My dog is, I may have to end this.
And it's going to suck. Like, it's going to suck.
Oh, it's literally going to suck balls. But if you truly want a change in your life, you have to do it. And like I said, you don't even have to do anything physical.
Hear your dog.
Yeah, I don't. Adriana just put her back to bed and she's going nuts again. I think she's going for anxiety tonight for some reason. Maybe. Hold on one sec. Let's go to a commercial. Anyways, we're already in an hour 14.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah. Let me turn down the audio. Let me get it over. It's my sorry ass excuse of a commercial, but I'll see what's going on with the dog and we'll be right back. Let me mute everything.
What is going on, No Filter Radio Nation? Hey, it's your host here, Mark G. I got some exciting news for you. If you head over right now to nofilterradio.net and click on the Patreon link, here is how you can support the podcast. That's right, $5 off of Patreon. We'll go ahead and Patreon. Patreon. Oh, I'm sorry, Patreon. For $5 a month on Patreon, we'll give you a shout out on one episode each month with your name, or hell, even a podcast if you run your own podcast. And then if you got a business and website you want to get promoted, go to the next level up, and $10 a month will get your business website or whatnot right on the show once a month. Or fuck it. If you just want yourself some no filter radio swagger, then that $20 a month will get you some swag every quarter. That's right, t-shirt, mini print, poster, and stickers. These are all the ways that you can support us. And when you don't want to do Patreon, we understand. You can also click on the Buy Me a Beer link and donate whatever you choose. And that is it, folks. We're done here. I'm not going to freaking sell you on this shit. If you want to support us, support us. If not, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the fucking show, because we're taking you on a ride regardless. See you soon. I'm out of here.
All right, everybody. We're back. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to flip off the mute button here for everything. All right. I'll move my mic away from my mouth again. I've learned that this mic is quite powerful. So I'm excited. My brother should be back in a minute. So the microphone I got, I'm still getting used to it, just for everybody. I got a few podcasters listening right now. Let me explain my setup too real quick, and then we'll get back to the conversation, because I'm still learning this. So I have a Rodecaster Pro board, which is a phenomenal switchboard. And then my wife got me for Christmas the Shure SM7B microphone, or a Shure SM7B microphone. And it's such a phenomenal mic. I love it, but I'm still learning it because it's a powerful mic. I think the pup is okay. I think she's a little aggravated that she got put to bed and Adrian was playing with her for about an hour. So, but yeah, good stuff, y'all. So let's get back to this. I do have Eric Kirk post something. Mark, you said you're on payroll. Get rid of the LLC and change to an S Corp. You'll save a ton of personal money taxes. I will definitely have to look into that. Yeah, because we are definitely doing payroll. And that's the other thing, right? Because I'm not going to go too many logistics, because you never know who's listening into the podcast. Could I have the government IRS listening? Let's just say I did go 100% legal in the middle of the year, and things it's insane. And now I can understand why businesses do increase their prices. And when people bitch about it, now that I'm paying more in taxes every bi-weekly right now, I see it. I see why businesses have to charge more, because you definitely pay more in payroll, and people don't see that behind the scenes. Oh, I want more money. That's great. You want more money? That means that extra $1 I give you, I even pay more into my taxes at the end as well. Or that extra $2 I give you, I pay more every check I cut to you. It's insane.
Yeah.
So people don't understand that. So anybody who doesn't own a business, doesn't look into owning a business, they don't understand that, right?
Yep.
But I'm going to try getting through some of these comments that we got over here in Facebook and Twitch and stuff. And I don't see anything over on Podbean. So I got holy big one. Government's created a system of dependency. Reagan did a Young Americans for Freedom speech in 1975, predated his presidency. He said something along the lines of, people who to no fault of their own can't provide for themselves. We have an obligation to see to it that those individuals' needs are fully met. Those who are able-bodied be given an opportunity to work for their benefits instead of remaining as lifetime recipients of a dole as clients of ever-growing welfare bureaucracy. Okay. That's kind of like what the governor of the state of Maine was doing. Governor, not Jana Mills. God, no, I hate her. But Paula Page, he made it there. Whereas if you were collecting welfare, you had to work, or you had X amount of time to get a job and show that you're working, but you were able to keep certain, percentage of your welfare as long as you were working. You had to show that you were physically looking for a job. I do have a Podbean comment that you're not going to be able to see on screen. Michael Key has posted, payroll tax is the biggest scam in the history of the United States. I would agree with that 100%.
A lot of them. Fucking property tax is a huge scam too.
Yeah. I'm probably going to bitch more about property tax in the future. Right now, I don't see it because it's tied into my mortgage.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I can assure you it's bullshit. I pay a lot of property tax, and it doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Property tax.
Too much. Too much.
Too much. That's freaking nuts. So yeah, I mean, I don't even really know what it is. Like I even have to have property, PMI mortgage, whatever, PMI insurance, whatever. So I don't really see too much of that, but because it's all tied into my mortgage right now.
Yeah, but if you break down the math, man, it sucks.
Yeah,
It'll hurt your heart.
Like fucking a hell of a lot cheaper if I was just paying on the mortgage itself and not all the extra shit.
Yep.
But yeah, being a homeowner, it was, yeah, let's get back to that real quick. Cause I kind of went off. Did I mention I bought my first home with it?
Not yet.
Okay. So needless to say, yeah, after the business started doing good with the whole commercial and stuff like that, my wife and I have been nothing but renting. So we went from government housing. When we started doing the residential, we went into renting apartments. We got government housing, because they control your life in government housing. And that's why I can't see why people don't want to get themselves out of that situation. In government housing, you have yearly inspections. They come in, they inspect your house. And if anything's got to be done or anything's not up to code or it's got to get back up to code, right? They give you an X amount of notice and they come in and disrupt your lives and they come in and do all this work to get the building up to code. I get it's got to be to code. Understand that. But here's one thing that really pissed me off in government housing. And maybe that's when it really kicked me and said, we got to get the fuck out of here. My wife and I used to sleep in like you would have fucking believed. We used to game all night, sleep in, right?
Pre-children, I'm assuming.
Right? 3 children at this time. And they're running.
Oh, you had 3?
We had 3 at this time.
All right.
So, and they were running amok throughout the house. Right? They'd wake up, and this happened. And when I was a kid, I used to wake up before my mom, run amok in the house while she was sleeping. Well, they were running amok, and the construction workers let themselves into our house while my kids are awake, but my wife and I were still sleeping. They came in, used the key, and came into my house.
Wow, that's interesting.
I came downstairs, ripped shit, right? I flipped the fuck out on them. I called housing. I bitched them, all this. It was just, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
At that point in turn of life, I was like, we got to get the fuck out of government housing. And that's what we did. We busted our ass. We got a government house. We started renting. But here's the problem. The city I'm in has a lot of dump fucking buildings. I ain't going to lie. They're dump, but they weren't government houses. We had a couple of nice places we rented, but we also rented quite a bit of dump places where at one point people on social media, when I posted, oh, we're moving again. They're like, holy fuck. Why you keep moving? We keep moving. Number one, it ain't our fault. We're paying rent. We had no issues with rent. We never got evicted. But we did have to freaking move because places got condemned and stuff like that. We just had to go.
Porches are falling apart. Shit's falling off through the roof. Like you dude, you lived in some shitty places.
We did. I mean, then we rented that $1 million home,
which was super dope. Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal. That was when I was doing residential cleaning. We worked out a deal with the homeowner because they moved out of it. And he actually agreed, instead of selling it, he rented it to us. And we mixed it. Our rent was based off of 50%. It's like 30% knocked off because it was what we charged him for cleaning services on his new place.
I was just going to say it was someone you were doing work for, right?
Yeah. So the rent was still $1,600 a month, though.
Yeah, but that's such a good price for what you had.
The fucking thing was on multiple acres. It had a pool, heated garage, and it had like, well, hold on, let me count these bedrooms because it was fucking phenomenal.
It was big.
It was 7 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. It was phenomenal. Like, it was beautiful. I was able to go hunting out in the backyard, just fucking go a few freaking feet into the woods, and I was able to do hunting down there. I loved it. But they decided to sell, and that's fine. So we rented a couple more shit apartments. Now we're starting to get into commercial cleaning. And then we found this house that we're living in. We rented this house for 2 years, and then COVID happened. COVID came down, smacked us back. Actually, we rented for 1 year. COVID happened during the second year. We rented throughout that second year, throughout COVID. And then come into 2021, the guy told me, unfortunately, I have to sell. I've got a few things going on in my personal life. And as well as, COVID, he got hit pretty hard. A lot of tenants weren't paying him. We were the only tenants really paying him. And he offered us to buy the place. Now, mind you, my credit sucks balls. I'll admit it. My credit was the worst. But here comes the thing. When I talk about dedication and the drive that you need to have, when he told me that, I sat there and said, I'm not fucking uprooting my family again. It's not fucking happening. I'm tired of my family have to get up and leave because, number one, we're being forced to because of either A is being condemned or B is someone selling the shit. I don't want it to happen. So I went and figured out how to fix my fucking credit. I found a company, paid a decent amount of money to fix my fucking credit. I got my credit score to need to be where it's at. And then I also had to figure out something else. How do I make more fucking money to show on paper to freaking get this place? So I took advantage of COVID. I can't say I took advantage of COVID. I used it to my advantage. And I started offering a service of COVID-19 spraying, disinfecting, going through and spraying places. And I took that and I drove it to the fucking bank. And with that money, it boosted our income for when I went to a mortgage. So I got my credit boosted, got the money where I needed to be because we were already paying rent without doing this. But of course, banks they don't want to see that. They want to see finances, right? So I busted balls. Dude, let me tell you what, there was days that I was working straight, fucking starting at, I think we started at 2:00 in the afternoon, and I wasn't getting done till 4:30, 5:00 in the morning because I was going around doing all this freaking COVID spraying crap. And then I was doing all my other regular commercial clients throughout it. I was pulling doubles because I wanted this fucking house. And so anybody can start a business, anybody can buy a house, but they have to have the drive and the dedication to succeed.
They have to be willing to be very uncomfortable.
Yes, they got to be. And I do bitch a lot. I will admit it. John will be the first if I can put it on here.
Your bitching is justified, dude.
Your
bitching, it's justified. And I'm sure Tibbetts bitches too. You know what I mean? Like he
do it publicly.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. People bitch. And it's like, you can complain all you want, but what matters at the end of the day is that you grind it out. That's what matters. Like people can talk, but if they're not grinding it out, then
right.
You know. Yeah.
Now speaking of grinding, I did. Tibbetts probably give me shit about it later. I did. We were cleaning his place at one point, his commercial building, but I had to stop. And the only reason why I stopped, unfortunately, number one, because this is when I did finally switch over to payroll, and I had an employee leave me because I had two employees, and with two employees, everything was running fully operational. Everything's running smooth, but he left me to become a professional gaming streaming gamer or whatever.
How's that working out though?
I guess he's doing quite well now. He's actually making bank. So, credit to him for chasing his dream, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But it fucked me. But it
fuck you, right? Yeah.
It pissed me off. I did my bitching on that. But at the same time, I did have to drop a client because here I am now doing payroll and realizing how much it is to drive out to this certain town in Maine and to all my other clients, the big spread that it was and how much I was paying. Now, could have I increased the price? Yes. But at the same time, I'm looking at what time we're getting done now with just two people versus three. And did it seem plausible as far as our bodies go? Because my employee who works with me now, he does have back issues, but he's fucking, dude, he bangs it out. He's out right now with COVID. I think he's finally coming back this week. But he banged it out, right? He does a phenomenal job. That's why I keep giving him raises. Every year or every 6 months, he's getting a raise because he kicks ass. Now, if he gets his license, he'll probably get another raise, but he's going to get his license.
Yeah. But that carries on to what we were saying last night. It's what you really bring to the table, and it's no disrespect to anybody. It's just like how much of an asset are you to the business that you work for,
right? So we're going to get, for everybody on TikTok that's watching, we will come back live here in about 30 seconds after going dead air. I just have to kick the feedback up. We're going to drop here soon. It's not our fault. The app that I use to broadcast from my computer does drop us after an hour and a half, and then I just have to re-engage it. Now that's it, let's get back. So yeah, we were talking about that, and I really wish that people, if you did not listen to last night's podcast, please go back and listen to it. It was a great show. We had some fun in that one. That was very fun. We watched some fucking videos that made you freaking crack up. And then we went all seriousness on talking about businesses and how people have to work hard for what they want to be. And they have to show dedication, even for business, even for employees. They're talking about raises and making money. We talked about that.
But it was because that Elon guy, not the Musk, but Elon Van Winkle or some shit.
Yeah.
He was talking about capitalism being broken and the system being broken, and it's just not. There's motherfuckers like that $sign Empire. These dudes are literally walking in the street building a fucking business. So
awesome. Now
if,
they well, look at Mr. Beast. What was I talking to you about earlier? He makes $3 million a month.
yeah, but again, that guy is you can't, like, I don't want to use those guys as examples. You know what I mean? $3 million a month. That's extreme. Like
Right. That
500,
is, but
500 grand a year. Like, I want to talk about a dude that drives a Toyota Corolla, but his house is paid off and he's got a nice chunk in the money, and like he's driving around in a 2006 Corolla with 130,000 on it, but like he could buy that Maserati if he wanted to.
Right. But
those are the guys.
Those are the guys you want to talk about, right? But you do have to kind of acknowledge Mr. Beast and look at this guy who took advantage of the YouTube situation and made bank off of it, and he's doing a lot of good. That's why I give him credit, because
that was timing on his part too. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of them, and 99% of them are making dick. So like, and it's like, it's okay to use this guy as an example, but like, you're a business owner, right? You're not sitting on $6 million, $10 million, but like you're living comfortably now for having a family with 5 children, right? So it's like your lifestyle is desirable to a lot of people. So it's like Mr. Beast is dope, and these, like, there's a dude making 500 grand picking up shit.
Right. That's fucking phenomenal.
Like, I don't need to. There's like 8-year-old fucking YouTube kids making $8 million a year from unboxing toys. Like, that's great. But see, like, to me, that doesn't resonate with me. I'm a 39-year-old male. Like, I'm not a fucking 8-year-old kid unboxing toys.
Like, resonate with me as a parent, though. My kid watches Ryan. Like, it's kind of funny, right? Who would have thought?
But again, that's a Mr. Beast example. How many other parents are trying to do that same thing and having zero success? So it's like,
but that goes back to what we were talking about, though, as far as MLM marketing, right? It's the same
timing, right?
It's timing. It's timing and grabbing onto that niche before anybody else does.
Exactly.
Like the guy who sold a fucking temporary tattoo on his forehead.
Yep.
Me to it, even though I did permanent on the back of my neck. He was the first one ever to do this. He made bank. I came in probably first to market,
right?
Yeah. That's why I didn't make as much as him. It's always who comes out first in the market for this niche and fucking just slays it.
You said what kind of business you have, right?
I did say commercial cleaning. Yeah.
Okay. So it's like you're not the first commercial cleaning company in Southern Maine.
God,
you're right. So it's like, this is kind of what I'm wanting to talk about. Like, you don't need to disrupt a market. You don't need to be the first to market. You don't need to have some new groundbreaking technology. I sell flooring, bro. Like, the flooring I sell is we're not a super recognizable brand, but we make a shitload of money as a company. You make a fair amount of money as a company. So it's like, it doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need to be the first to market. You don't need to be Mr. Beast making $3 million a month. There's a lot of ways for regular folks out there, including this Elon Van Vinderwinkle, who's a CNC machinist, allegedly.
Right.
He can make, if he's really a machinist and he knows computer programming, like, there's a lot of opportunity for people right now. You probably hear my dogs. Are you hearing my dogs right now?
That must be what I'm hearing. Yeah, I was just
hearing like that
scratching. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, is that my fucking computer chair? I'm like, listen.
No, it's my dogs. They're getting fired up, and I have hardwood floors in here, and they're starting to wrestle. But yeah, you don't need groundbreaking technology or earth-shattering first to market disruption. You don't. Like, there's dude picking up poop. There's commercial cleaning. There's literally any, you could sell anything and make a damn good living.
Right. And your personality matters too. You can't be a person who, yeah, bro.
No, you can't be Frumpy McFrumplestein. No, that's not going to work. Like,
negativity doesn't sell. Positivity sells.
Positivity sells. Even just, it's like, I'm not that like overwhelmingly positive salesperson, but I'm authentic.
Right.
Like I'm genuine. I'm who I am. When I'm on the phone, I'm talking exactly how I'm talking right now to you and to everybody. And
Right.
and it comes off as genuine because this is fucking who I am. And
And
that's
like humans, right?
like people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So you have to be yourself. And hopefully you're not a piece of shit, and you probably have a couple of friends. So if you have a couple of friends, just be genuine, and like that personality will shine through, and you can open up any kind of business, and you can sell whatever you need to sell. I promise.
And you can have a business, have a conversation with anybody on the other side of the political fence. And I kind of want to jump back to that because I want to point out a fact that I have a lot of liberal clients who know where I stand politically.
Yeah.
They still pay for me because it's not where I'm at politically. It's who I am as a person.
Right.
And that's the one thing our country seems to be forgetting about. And it's great that we can tie that into that. That's what our country's forgetting about right now. We're not looking at people as a person anymore. We're separating as a politically, where they're at politically, or where they're at mask wise, or where they're at vax wise, versus looking at them as a person. And that right there frustrates me the most.
There's things have been demonized and dehumanized.
It really boils down to, as a person, like I said, I've got liberal clients, and I've even, so here's a story for you. During election, I sent one of my liberal clients, who may also is very anti-gun. I didn't send him a gun meme, but I sent him the meme of Hunter Biden snorting coke off a hooker with a laptop in it. I sent it to the client. I was like, oh shit.
By mistake? Was it an error?
It was by error, right?
Oh,
I sent it to you.
You're trying to send it to me?
I sent it to you, and I sent it.
Oh man, that's fucking cool. I seen the shit you sent me, so that's pretty fucking good.
So I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I do? So I sent the client a message and said, listen, I just sent you a meme. I do apologize. I did not mean to send this to you. I don't get political with my clients. I said, I apologize. He responded back, no worries. He goes, I didn't even look at it, and I won't look at it. He goes, no worries, man. He goes, I get it. I'm like, fucking thank God. Dude, I'm like, oh shit.
You know he looked at it though.
Oh, he definitely looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this the end right here? Did I just lose this client? And then I'm like, okay, good. So my political stance did not rub off on him. It's my personality, the person I am. I treat them like people. I don't treat them like clients. I treat them like a friend. When we have issues, great. Let me know the issues. We'll resolve the issues. Let's work it out. Don't drop them, because let's figure out a resolution before we get all angry. And that's like, so when I say that too, let's talk about another episode when I had a client, and now mind you, it makes me kind of think my client was a little shady at this place. I had another client where an employee.
Are they still a client?
No, they're not.
Okay, fuck them then.
Like, so I had an employee steal from them. They were stealing fucking bowls, like soup bowls, chowder bowls. They were chowder. They were stealing chowder bowls, alcohol, and shit like this. And I got it brought up to me by another employee. Mind you, these employees aren't with me anymore, but another employee brought it up to me and said, yo, you might want to check it out. So I called up my client. As soon as I got notification, I called the client up and said, listen, I got notification that an employee is stealing from you. Can I come over and we check the cameras? I was told it happened last night. Yeah, come on over. So we went through, we looked at the camera, and I saw it. I said, okay, great. I'm gonna call the police right now. We're gonna file a police report. We're gonna press charges against this. I don't stand for this. This is my company name on the line right now. It's my integrity. I do not stand for this. So no, you don't have to make a phone call. I don't want it to be bad in your business name. Number one, how is it bad on my business name? I called you up, told you, I got notified it's happening. I notified you. I came right down here, and now I'm willing to call the police and file a report on this employee and get it taken. No. But it just shows that, if I
was that the end of that business relationship?
About a month afterwards, it was.
Okay.
So probably
he let you ride out the month or whatever, and
interesting. And I don't see why, because
we got the troll back.
To work with them. Did we get the troll back?
Yeah.
Get out of here again. Oh, I just put them up on the screen. So yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know, it blows my mind. So the moral of the story really is, people, if you want to start a business, if you're currently working at McDonald's or if you're working at a gas station or you're working as a cashier, but you don't want to do that and you want to do the business, you can absolutely fucking do it. If you're living on government assistance, collecting TANF, food stamps, fucking anything, Medicare and all that fun jazz, and you want to get off of it, you can. But the only person that can make that happen is you. Nobody else can do it for you but you. Take the advice from friends and family that may help you out along the way, but only take the positive advice. Don't take the negative advice unless it's critiquing, because Gary's going to go ahead and he's already about ready to say something. If it's go ahead, Gary, go for it.
No, finish your thought. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
If you're critiquing it, then yes, take that critiquing advice. But at the same time, there's only one person that can change your future, and that's you.
If you would have taken the advice of some of the family members, you never would have started any of your businesses.
That is true.
Right? Because everybody kept seeing you try, quote unquote, fail. And they kept thinking that you were like a failure. Right? We know who I'm talking about when I was saying that there was people calling you a failure. And I was the one backing you up saying, I think that what he's doing is really smart because he's trying. And every time he fails, he learns something and he can bring that to the next attempt. Right.
Right.
But like, as I was saying earlier, when we were talking before the podcast, it was, if somebody's got an idea, like, okay, first of all, if somebody wants a job, there's an ungodly amount of jobs right now for salespeople, inside sales, outside sales, whatever. If you think you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to try to do a thing, get a job in sales for 1 to 2 years. Like if you can sell a product for a company that's already existing, it's already gone through the hard part, and your job is to just continue the growth of that business, that is the easiest way to figure out how to make a cold call, to open up dialogue with a stranger, talk about presenting a product or service that may or may not be a fit, and to go through that process and to onboard business, manage the business, and to continue the grind. Do that for 1 to 2 years, and whatever you learn, take that to your own project, and like the odds of you being successful are going to be significantly higher. Not everybody's got the tenacity like you to like try and just project after project after project. You don't need to. Like, you can get into sales, get a job for a company. You might end up making $120,000 with a 40-hour-a-week job, and you don't want to start your own business. And there's a lot of introverted people who crush it in sales. So,
right.
Personality matters, but everybody's got the ability to have a conversation.
And take failure as a lesson.
Hell yeah.
Don't take failure as the ending of your road.
Nope.
Never do that, because if you do that, you're never going to succeed. I mean, you guys, when I was doing this list, it was kind of funny because I did number it out. The same.
Every time you fail, you're learning something.
I never counted how many businesses I worked for. I mean, I did work for one business for like 7 years of my life, but in that time frame, I'm 42 now. Okay, so I'm 42. Mind you, I had my kid, my first son, when I was 20 years old. Okay.
Did you hear that?
No.
All right.
So I had my first kid when I was 20. Okay. I'm 42 now. I've worked multiple businesses. I tried running 8 businesses that failed until I got to the business where I'm at now. Let that sink in. It definitely takes time, but you can get it done.
Right.
Did you get my message?
On
text?
Nope.
But as far as things go, people just keep pushing.
Negative, sir.
Oh, shoot. I sent that to the wife. So I meant to send that to you. So I'm going to send that to you real quick, because we're going to have an issue here if I don't.
Okay. So your wife is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah. Need to say
okay.
Yeah. Can you do that?
So sales. So basically what it comes down to is, like, especially right now, like with the economy being the way it is, things are chaotic. Things are up in the air. There's a lot of people who are unemployed right now. But I think, as with any chaotic moment in history, there's more opportunity that is really available to people than what they really want to try to acknowledge. I know a lot of people right now who are in sales roles, inside sales and outside sales, and almost every one of these companies is hiring that I know people for. And this could be anything from software to a cleaning company similar to yours, Mark, or literally any kind of company. They need salespeople. They need people to make phone calls, to go knock on doors, and to onboard new business. It's a grind. It's a challenge, but you're going to learn a lot about yourself, about business, about people, how to open new conversations, how to hold these conversations. And I think it's good for people to even have that kind of job, just in general, builds character. But there's a lot of opportunity right now in America and around the world, even though everything is in shambles, so to speak. It's pretty chaotic. Things are seemingly broken right now, but I do think there's a lot of opportunity, and I think there's a lot of really capable people who underestimate themselves and their capabilities of not only being really good at sales, but just really good at business in general, because introverted people tend to do better, at least in my experience. Most people that I know who are low key, really, really good at sales and business are introverts. It's not the guy or the girl that's like super bubbly and outgoing. Yeah, they're going to do good and all, but it's the introverts. It's the thinkers. It's the people who pay attention to the details, who ask the difficult questions. You guys and girls are the ones that, from my 20 years experience of paying attention, tend to do really good. So don't think that your personality is, unless you're like a frumpy McFrumplestein, I think everybody's personality can be very successful in business in general, not just sales, just in business. So I think a lot of people sell themselves short, and maybe it's because of insecurity or whatever, but I think everybody is very, very capable of being successful in business.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Gary G for you, kicking it out.
Just a bunch of hot air, brother.
Hey, that's good, man. It's good to get out hot air, right?
Yep.
So I do want to say, number one, this podcast tonight was completely different than what we normally would do, but I'm glad we did do it. I do have a couple other shows that are coming up lined up. I want to give everybody a quick heads up on that as well. I am right now working out the schedule details with an individual that has gone. Here's another successful story, actually, that has went from the lowest of addiction to now working in a halfway house to help others to recover, who's fully recovered and gained their life. So that is awesome. Yeah, I just got a text message from the wife asking me what. To where, who's recovered their life fully, to now got their own place, is married, and is living the best of their life. So that's going to be a phenomenal discussion. Sorry, guys, I can't. I hate trying to record a podcast and get text messages, right?
Throws you off, huh?
It does throw you off. I just got a text message from my wife telling me she just whacked her head off the damn door on the ceiling. So at one of the accounts, they have a basement door that hangs, a ceiling door that hangs down. So if you're not paying attention, you can walk right into yeah, I've done it multiple times.
If you don't expect to have a fucking impact and you get one, it can be jarring. Yeah, man. Those are not fun. Like, jars your neck or your
yeah.
That hurt, bro.
Back to where was that? What was I talking about now? Shit. That's what I hate the most. It throws you off. Do you remember what I was talking about?
If I was paying attention to what you were saying, I probably would have remembered.
You. But yeah, so we got somebody coming to talk
No,
about
tonight's podcast was a little bit different. We wanted to.
it was definitely a little bit different than what we normally are. We went off beat, but that's fine. That's what I want to do with No Filter Radio. I want to surprise you guys about what we're going to come out with. I don't want to always talk about politics. I don't always want to talk about culture issues. I don't always want to talk about the good old Rona. I want to talk about
Found a couple of ways to sneak politics in tonight.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. We always do, though. That's the thing about this, right? I could have a show where I invite anybody and their brother on, and we will always turn around and have something that comes and says, wait,
what the fuck? Sorry, where did Justin go?
I don't know. Justin, didn't say goodbye. He didn't give us
shut it off and said, fuck you guys, I'm out.
He didn't give us a common decency of reaching us around before he fucked us a piece.
Man, what a dick.
Right? He is a dick. Justin, we're calling you a dick tonight. You ditched us. But no, seriously, y'all, stay tuned. I've got some other surprises coming underneath my belt that I'm working out right now. That's all I'm going to say on that point. But I do want to get this out there again because this show is important to me as far as the one I want to do. I am looking for anybody who has served in the United States military, who has fought in any of the recent wars, that's currently suffering from PTSD and wants to talk about 22. I would like you on the show. I would like to raise more awareness about the 22. And for those who are wondering what I'm saying when I mention the 22, which I don't think there's anybody that doesn't understand 22, but if you don't, 22 is the number of veterans who commit suicide daily. And it's a number that is even greater now than what it was when 22 started. That number is even higher now. But it's something that needs to be talked about and make more aware about. So I do want to talk about those. So for anybody who has a family member who is a veteran that is suffering from PTSD, please have them reach out to me. I would like to get a show on that. Otherwise, the next show that we record will be next week. I am taking tomorrow off from podcasting and I will be video gaming.
Damn.
Yeah. We've done 2 podcasts. We were able to do one on Sunday. So it helps me get
Saturday.
a Saturday. Wait, today's Sunday?
Today's Sunday, but we did the extra one was yesterday.
Right. So I lost days. Shut up, Gary.
I can get your head in the game, dude.
My head is in the game. What the fuck?
You're thinking of tomorrow's game is what you're doing.
See, you got the witch laughing now. Why'd you just get the witch laughing, dude?
Is that one of the new files? Is that one of your new audio files?
No, I haven't.
Not season appropriate. Come on.
Oh, what is this one more appropriate? That sounds like a bedroom activity, right?
That definitely. That's
Hey, baby, you want some freakiness? Okay. So I actually have somebody listening to Podbean. They said they're a veteran, no combat, no PTSD, but did attempt suicide.
sounds like there was some PTSD perhaps in the past,
Right?
But
I mean,
if he attempted and didn't, that
Right.
might be an interesting conversation if he's willing to share his experience.
Very well. Grass is spent. Feel free to send me an email if you'd like to talk about that at markg@nofilterradio.net. I haven't given out that email in a while, but markg@nofilterradio.net is my email. If anybody does want to get on the show, feel free to email me. You can also go to the website at nofilterradio.net. We do have a contact us page on there, along with all of our social media contacts. Yeah, I haven't played my public service announcement tonight, but that's all right. That'll be on next week's show. I'll play my public. It's been a while since everybody's heard that. But Gary, I'm not sure if I played this emotional one for you lately.
For me?
Yeah.
Emotional, damn it.
That's for me.
That's for you.
All right.
That's your sound file.
That's my sound file. All right. Because I get pissed all the time.
Yeah. Can you get pissed?
All right. I get fired up.
Yeah. And when you piss me off, I do have a new one for you.
All right.
See, folks, we're getting ready to end. That's why I'm doing all the stupid shit now. But so the new audio file I got for you.
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick, suck a dick, suck a huge or small.
That's ridiculous. That's a pretty funny one, though.
Oh, fuck, I love that one. All right, everybody. But it has been a great show, Gary. I definitely appreciate you coming out, and I'm looking forward to your podcast when you're ready to start talking about it.
Yep. We're building. So once we're ready, we'll drop it.
Talking about it on here.
Yep.
Start pushing it for you. Get people to start tuning in.
Yep. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
No.
I know I'm seeing a lot of workout videos on the Insta. Is that where it's going to be focusing on though?
It's where we're kicking off.
Okay, cool beans. All right, everybody. I was trying to open up a little bit more.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
We'll be
we're
there.
Kick off the show now. I want to appreciate everybody who's tuned in, especially everybody on TikTok, everybody on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that good jazz. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Stand by for next week when we should have a phenomenal show. Maybe I'll have one of those surprise shows coming up for you guys then. Gary, TikTok did not kick us out tonight.
So you never ended at the 1:30?
We are still live on TikTok.
Very interesting.
Right?
So I wonder what happened last night at that buck. But that was like exactly at an hour and a half last night.
both times both an hour and 30 minutes, but TikTok kill us. Interesting.
Yeah. We'll just have to pay attention to that and figure it out.
Watch that out. So TikTok, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out our social media contacts over at nofilterradio.net. You'll hear all that information coming up on this outro. Thank you again for tuning in. And we are out of here. Stand by for information.
You've been listening to No Filter Radio. We live in an awesome country that provides freedom of speech. And this show obviously takes full advantage of that. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from the show. And we hope you had fun along the way, too. We know we did. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, get everything you may need at nofilterradio.net. That's nofilterradio.net. Till next time, give 'em hell.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and stuff like that, make sure you comment on the podcast. Rate me. If you leave a bad one, I'll respond. I'm ending the broadcast now. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're out of here. And we are off Spotify. Stand by, going off social media. Once again, everybody who's watching us on the back of the house, or what do you call that when you're in the when you're backstage? Backstage pass.
Backstage pass.
Your backstage pass. For everybody that's on social media, please, I hope you guys enjoyed the little backstage pass at the beginning of the podcast. But we're gonna get out of here.
That's what you're talking about. The behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. There we go. We're gonna end this now and talk shit to each other for a few minutes, and then we're also gonna get out of here. I just gotta make sure I end it before we talk shit because
last night we didn't.
Right. This is when Gary beats me up. Bye, y'all.